What's up, guys? Happy Hump Day. Let's talk about the Georgia Guidestones. I'm only about a month and 11 days late, but for people who don't know what this is, let's talk about this. So these are supposedly the most evil, evil things that you could have put up. Now let's go into some reasons why. The first commandment on the Guidestones, there's 10 commandments on it. Okay. The first one is maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. That's what really gets to people. It's not guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diverse. It's not any of the other ones. These are known as the 10 Luciferian commandments, and we've gone over Lucifer before, so that's a misunderstanding too by people. But maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Now, I've looked everywhere for this. Where did they get this arbitrary number from? Where did they get 500 million? Why would it be 500 million? Okay, I looked around and I studied it and I looked for it, and I think I found it, to be honest with you. So, the Gospel of Emmanuel. In 1963, a man named Edward Albert Meyer, also known as Billy Meyer, and his ex-Greek Orthodox priest friend Isa Rashid were walking along a road south of the old city of Jerusalem, where he saw a small opening in the ground. They dug an entrance into a chamber and crawled in. It was an old tomb, and they found a package under a rock. Now, Billy Meyer was a known ufologist at the time, okay? In the UFO community, some of his pictures are hotly debated, okay? This was discovered in 1963. The Georgia Guidestones were commissioned in 1980. Okay, so it's a very close time period where it could have had. So where do you get the 500 million? Well, if you go to the Gospel of Emmanuel, which I've done a video on, 220, this earth can nourish and support 500 million people of all the human races. But if these laws are not followed, in 2,000 years, 10 times 500 million people will exist, and the earth will not be able to support them anymore. Okay? Now, remember this, okay? The Gospel of Emmanuel supposedly was written when all the other Gospels were written, okay? If you believe that, okay? This is the 500 million right here, okay? But if they're not followed in 2,000 years, which takes us to now, literally now, 10 times 500 million or 5 billion people will exist, and the earth will not be able to support them anymore. We are now at about 8 billion people, okay? So there's a lot of talk about the elites and what they're doing for depopulation. Everything that they're doing, from the GMOs in your food, to the fluoride in your water, to the fluoride in your toothpaste, to glyphosate, to Roundup, to suicidal seeds, to everything that they're doing, everything from education, everything that they're doing is guided to the rise of costs of everything is guided so you can't afford to have children. Now, the United States is now under replacement rate. Okay, what that basically means is you've got two parents, okay? You need to have two children in order to replace yourself at 100% because you're going to die and then your kids will live on. Okay, if you have one kid, that's under replacement rate. The United States is at about 1.7 right now. Okay, which means that the numbers are going down. So everything that the elites are gearing up to do, or that they're doing, is for population control. Okay, because we're too many. Okay, they said it 10 times 500 million. That's 5 billion people. We're at 8 billion people. So there's ways that they're trying to get our numbers down. So it's important to understand what you're dealing with here. Okay, so I do believe that the 500 million that we found here maintained humanity under 500 million. And the Gospel of Emmanuel, I mean, they were found 17 years apart, the Georgia Guidestones and the Gospel of Emmanuel. Now, here's another part of the the Guidestones. Author R.C. Christian, a pseudonym, okay? Sponsors, a small group of Americans who seek the age of reason, okay? The first thing you'll notice is the pseudonym R.C. Christian sounds a lot like Rosicrucian. That's where people think these come from. In my third book that I wrote, I speculate that it was not the Rosicrucians, but the Knights Templar who did that to throw the scent off them and make people think it was the Rosicrucians. The Rosicrucian, whose symbol is a gold cross with red roses in the middle, was started by Christian Rosencreutz. They are not an evil sect. In fact, in Masonry, once you reach the third degree, you can join them. Although it's up in the air if it's true and loyal to its original teachings. I am not a Rosicrucian. Okay, so I don't know. So read my third book, Into the Rabbit Hole, The Secret Weapon, to learn more about the Templars and the Rosicrucians, okay? The other thing, the last thing I want to talk about is right here, time capsule. Placed 6 feet below this spot on, no date, to be opened on, no date, okay? After the Guidestones were destroyed, rumor had it that the time capsule would be dug up. Plenty of news outlets reported that nothing was found. However, take that however you may, because the news doesn't lie, does it? There was a post on Reddit that was deleted shortly thereafter that the time capsule under the Georgia Guidestones had been opened. It only held 4 items: a single 8-track tape of Saturday Night Fever, a Peterbilt emblem, an October 1979 Playboy magazine signed by Burt Reynolds, and a bag containing 1,734 Quaalude pills worth $2 million. But who really knows? And then finally, on July 6th, 2022, the Georgia Guidestones were destroyed. So is it a good thing that they were destroyed? Yes, it was. But I do believe, if my theory is right, that it came from the Gospel of Emmanuel, the 500 million. Because in the Gospel of Emmanuel, it clearly says that in 2,000 years, the world will be unsustainable at 5 billion people. We're at 8 right now. Okay, and we know that the elites like to play out what they've written, and they like to talk about, the Gospels as playing out in real time. So that's all I really wanted to share with you guys. And I noticed I get a couple hundred views in, in a couple days, and I just wanted to thank all you guys that watch my stuff and that leave comments. Please leave comments of what you think about this really short presentation. Let me know what you think about the Guidestones. Let me know what you think about the time capsule. I do write about the Guidestones in 2 separate books of mine. So in the books you have the 2 books that mention the Guidestones. I also talk about something happening to Salman Rushdie, which just happened, okay, which I published years ago. And my 4th book is about a vaccine that causes people to take their lives. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff that I've written about that's coming to fruition, which is kind of freaky a little bit. But you think they're just stories when you're putting them together. But as crazy as your cynical mind can go when you're writing conspiracy stories, some things are right there. So I appreciate all you that watch my videos and share them. Please let me know about the Guidestones. Just guys, comment. It helps the algorithm. Just please leave a ton of comments. Thank you.